Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Premier recently dropped into the Visitor Information Centre at the Halifax International Airport. He told the staff there to keep up the good work, and he got a nice picture with them. A few days later, he slashed their jobs. Tourism is the backbone of our economy, and it is the workers who keep that sector running. They deserve better than to be used for a photo op one day and to be laid off the next. My question to the Premier is, when did he know that the people he was taking the picture with were going to lose their jobs?
I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And we know with this budget, it's a difficult time for this budget, for sure. There's no question about that. I think we've shown over our time in government, when we took office, it was tough. Crisis in healthcare, crisis in housing, crisis in affordability, all because of underinvestment of a decade before us. But we've acted on that. When we could do more, we've done more. We've invested in Nova Scotians. But this is a tough time. Spending is still up overall on this budget across the board. But it's been a tough time. We've had to make some difficult decisions that have a direct impact on people. I feel that personally as Premier, but we have to make some decisions, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the Honourable Leader for the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The folks at the Visitor Information Centres and the others receiving layoff notices today due to government cuts, they manage their budgets, they paid for their families, and now they're paying for this government's mistakes. People across this province are receiving layoff notices. This government inherited a balanced budget. 5 years later, after spending more money than any government in history, Nova Scotians are not feeling the results. Power bills are expensive, rents are increasing, there is still almost no path to home ownership for young families, parents don't have the childcare they were promised, and seniors are being priced out of their homes. Can the Premier honestly say he's been responsible with Nova Scotians' hard-earned money?
I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And the budget we inherited may have been balanced on paper and the numbers, but we all know how it got balanced. Cuts to healthcare, cuts to education, failure to invest in infrastructure. Madam Speaker, we have invested in Nova Scotians, and we will continue to invest in Nova Scotians. When we can invest in Nova Scotians, we do. We act quickly. The opposition complains about that, say maybe we act too fast, and some days they say that, Madam Speaker. But we respect every Nova Scotian. We try to lead with the values we were raised with: respect, thoughtfulness, and compassion. But government leadership also means knowing when to shift gears, and this is such a time in light of the Trump tariff wars and the global uncertainty we have. We have to shift gears, so that's what we'll have to do, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. What about transparency? That was a value I was raised with. Let's talk about the help this government is offering, the investments. They have repackaged existing HST cuts with the energy rebate program that's been in place for over 15 years and have told Nova Scotians that's money back in their pockets. Meanwhile, Nova Scotians have seen their costs soar under this government, but they're being told a different story. The story they're being told is about protection from Trump, et cetera, et cetera. Is this why so many ministerial and communications budgets have gone up in this budget, while Nova Scotians across this province are losing their jobs and organizations are facing cuts?
I recognize the Honourable Premier.
Madam Speaker, the Trump tariff, the global uncertainty is not something we're making up. Look what's happening across the country. Look in BC, NDP government there, massive deficit, twice as big as ours, raising taxes. That's what the NDP do. The member would remember that from the days in Nova Scotia when we had an NDP government. But Madam Speaker, I guess what I would say is, imagine being the person who for 4 years says, spend more, spend more, spend more, then wakes up one day and says, oh boy, that's not working. Maybe we should say they spent too much, and tries that. We're not that people, Madam Speaker. We will invest in Nova Scotians. We respect Nova Scotians. We love this province. We put people above politics, and we'll keep moving forward, Madam Speaker.